Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of The Outer Worlds. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're chose to join me today in... What's your name, sir? Excuse me? Oh, Reed Thompson's office. And we have Parvati with us. Hey Parvati, what's up?
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk.
That's a good point, actually. I'm gonna clear out Mr. Thompson's office, which is a different thing. See if I can steal anything, because last episode we basically robbed him. Hey,
Got my sights on you.
not. No, you don't. No, you don't. I noticed the first thing I noticed that the posters were holographic, which is pretty cool, and also it's really cool that the technology they use is double lasers, which is one way of making holographic stuff, and it's pretty cool as well, or whatever. I said double lasers, but whatever those are. Let's requires Reed's key to unlock. Parvati, are we going? I think we are. Get in. I think it worked. Can we talk? In the elevator is the best place to talk. She's not feeling very talkative right now. So, the quest that we have is to go, let's look at the map here. We have the region over here. I assume, yeah, it is go all the way over there and talk to the runaway employees of Edgewater over here, or rather of the cannery. So we need to deliver Reed's message, but first we needed to go to Adelaide, wasn't it? Or Adelaide, is she the leader? I think she's the leader, isn't she? Yeah, well, we're gonna continue exploring Edgewater.
Hey, can we talk?
Of course, come out here.
Got a sec?
Yeah. Do you need to talk over here?
Sorry. You just want to get out of here.
Yeah.
And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just... Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
Yeah, figures. Reed didn't exactly strike me as the most honest soul.
Oh, he ain't a liar. He believes every word he says. It's just, he doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
Yeah, I figure they were. I can't blame anyone for wanting to leave. This town's got issues.
Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
Yeah, I got mixed up the names, or I hadn't met any of those between Thompson and the vicar. We heard of them already. What do you need to talk to the vicar about? No, I wanted to ask about the vicar. Where would I find him?
The mission's on the east side of town. You can't miss it, on account of it being the only clean thing.
I suppose it couldn't hurt. We'll stop by.
Thanks, ma'am. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
That's an interesting attitude to have. Yeah. Speaking of wrong, do you mind if I take stuff? She doesn't, does she? Shh. That's right. She's one of mine. Let's do this. Okay, Parvati, let's go. So, we were in the cannery itself. The Saltuna Cannery, where it's all about the profit and not so much about the people, I suppose. So, we're trying to explore the edge of town. I'm going through the, let's not get that one. Let's, yeah, we're almost done. And then we have this over here. No, that's not us. That's us. So we have a big thing over here. A big area. Excuse me.
Don't make me report you to Mr. Thompson.
Okay, well, I guess I don't want you to. That's just the guard. Well, these are the guys that were having a chat about things before. Let's go in here and see what he's up. I see you. What is that? Oh, that looks cool. That's what that is. That looks really cool. But it's just a way to open this door. Another way into the cannery. Cool. And back here, what do we have? Just nothing. Okay. Well, these are little nooks that sometimes have things. This one also has things. Armor parts. I do enjoy that. Okay. I think from now on I'm gonna start destroying, or rather salvaging, the equipment that I want to sell, unless it's really expensive. I need to make the distinction between bits and parts and try to figure out what those exactly are, and then we'll start making decisions based on that, about the economical side of things for me. And that is where we entered from. Man, the details are... I'm not paying attention a lot to the details, but you can... Like, all the items and stuff, that is just fantastic. I want to get back there. Okay. There we go. Broken bottles. But these are weird bottles. Look at how they have, like, a little... Are they designed for packing? We got a plasma rifle up in here. We also got some healing. There's more things back here. And this is a puzzle-style thing. Parvati sort of was left behind. And that is a free one because it was only one thing. Only one mag pick. Hey! I'm glad you found your way around. There's a lot of junk back here. Yeah, this is basically... Oh, there's more than junk. Another mag pick. Well, it pays to pay attention. Okay, so... I am turned around. This is not the entrance. I don't think this is the entrance. This is where we need to go for sure, but... Is it the entrance? No, 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 no. This is another entrance. This is probably to the docks. How do I get into this house? Weapon parts. I wonder if there's a flashlight. I don't think there is. Kind of wish there was. It's this. This is what's making the noise. That's a weird noise for that thing.
Don't make me report you to Mr.
No, I don't want to. Okay. Let's go in here. Oh, this is the mission. The church, I think they called it. The mission it implies different things.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Oh yeah, they mentioned that as well. Curious. Are you coming in, though? Maybe she's staying outside.
Carry on.
Work fortifies the spirit.
Interesting. The sort of reference to work will set you free is interesting as well. Excuse me.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max, if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar DeSoto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling? This season's tossball predictions? The quickest way out of town?
Yeah, I'm, how did you know I'm an outsider?
Not to put too fine a point on it, but your choice of wardrobe is not precisely common hereabouts.
Yeah.
Also, you lack the distinctive worker gaze. Usually either a deadening behind the eyes, or in some rare cases, a wild-eyed frenzy, like a trapped animal. Pretty universal here, except for Ms. Holcomb, who, for some reason, doesn't seem to have much to say to me. Isn't that right?
It's just... There's more to it all than numbers. Sorry.
Huh. That's 2 lines in a row that he delivers that makes me think he sees the inhumanity here. But it's also interesting, the dynamic with him and Parvati here. I think it's more telling of her character than of his, though. I'm a bit surprised to hear you dismiss your parishioners so casually.
I'm simply bemoaning the level of spiritual awareness in this town.
Isn't it your job to raise that?
Yes. but there are few who hear me in this miserable place. I must double my efforts to elevate my flock. These are good, hard-working people here.
Hold on a minute. Did you just refer to this town as miserable place? I mean, that's the third thing, but so it's not so much hold on a minute. I saw that coming.
Yes, and thank you for pointing it out. It is wrong of me to succumb to distress. This place could be so much more, and I will continue in my quest to make it so.
So what sort of spiritual advice do you offer here?
They who are not satisfied with their work are satisfied with nothing. No. How about, work fortifies the spirit. True exhaustion awaits idle hands.
Seriously? That's what you're selling here?
Selling? No. It is free for all who seek it. I'm sorry you don't find these tried and true words of wisdom to your liking.
Oh, sure. I don't know where he's coming from. He sounds like he's just doing the company's work and trying to get these people to work more. But at the same time, no, I see where it is. I was gonna say at the same time, he sort of seems critical of the fact that oh, this is yeah, let me finish my thought here, otherwise you're not gonna understand where I'm coming from. So at the same time, he seems critical of the fact that people are so dedicated to the company. But that's not what he's critical of. He's critical of them that they're not dedicated enough, and that is in his text, and I was sort of expecting him to, because I was sort of projecting my own attitude towards the town onto him when he started off as critical of town. And that's smart. But then again, with that in mind, how do I understand? No, that explains what Parvati was saying. Because she was saying it's more than numbers. Which I think his thing is, it's just all about the numbers, or sort of, because he comes from the perspective of the company, I think. So I was just seeing it all wrong, because he comes across as critical of town, which I am of, but he's just coming at it from a whole other side. Oh, that's great. I love it. All you've got are platitudes about enjoying your work. Have you looked around lately?
Have you? These people need something, anything they can grasp to survive. Delving into the metaphysical minutiae of the grand plan would be nonsense to them, if not worse. My apologies. The townsfolk are having a tough time of it, and it's been difficult for me to enrich their lives. They are good people. It is just difficult to reach them.
I'm sure it is. Huh. It's also really good that we started the episode with Parvati saying that Mr. Thompson, or whatever his name is, I forget, doesn't lie. When I say he didn't seem honest, it wasn't quite my reaction to him. It's not that he didn't seem, it's not that he was lying. It's just that he has a completely different perspective, and I think it says a lot that he was saying, not so much the vicar here, but Thompson, the chief. I think it said a lot that he was like, they need to work, and work is good and all that, when he is a bureaucrat and just doesn't work. Because that's his perspective. He just doesn't question the distinction there, that what applies to others doesn't necessarily apply to him. And I'm sure he has his all, like, if I could have asked that of him, and maybe we will be able to ask that of him later, I hope we will, maybe he has his own, hopefully he has his own justification for that, because I'm sure he is not oblivious to the situation. Well, in real life he wouldn't be oblivious to the situation, because people don't just ignore supreme contradictions in their moral standards. They explain to themselves and how those contradictions are not contradictions, and that's how people have moral standards. Although I'm sure there's always people who just haven't thought about it, and a lot of it is that too, but it depends. So yeah, Parvati, he wanted to talk to you about what Reed asked us to do.
What?
Oh,
I thought you would talk to him.
I'm sorry.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away.
Oh no.
I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do?
To cut off the power to delight his deserters.
Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk.
What do you think of Adelaide's group, Vicar?
They rejected the order of society and live beyond the walls so thoughtfully provided by our Spacer's Choice patrons. Does that strike you as a responsible life choice?
I love that he used the word order there, because that's very much the distinction between lawful and chaotic in this situation. And just if you're new to the channel, if you haven't heard of me talk about the lawful, chaotic, and good and evil traditional alignment system, I despise it, but it does work to sort of exemplify certain distinctions. Sometimes it's good to think about it. And he said order, and yeah, that's sort of there. Yeah, I think that's fairly self-explanatory. Well, it depends on how well the leader can provide beyond your walls. Also, that was not what I would say, but that is the option I have here with my intelligence.
Astute. But I am here, not in the deserter camp. So that's not a variable I can account for.
So it's not for you to judge, then, is it? Because that's what I would say. So what do you advise?
Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold.
I don't know that is my goal. Although it is important that it makes total sense that he would say that, especially considering he's a vicar and a missioner. Save as many as possible. That is very traditional verbiage. Is that even possible, though?
Not if things are left to stand as they are. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume.
Oh, I know. I die a lot. Well, speaking of which, we're going back to our ship and killing those jerks. Yeah, I've been outside. I'm not impressed. I can handle myself better than a vicar, though.
The marauders I met when I ventured outside the walls might agree with you. Bastards snuck up on me while I was dutifully hunting for a banned book in a collector's library. Barely escaped with my life. But you see, one of the reasons I transferred here was to get my hands on that heretical text. If you managed to acquire it for me, I'd pay quite a handsome sum for the book.
Why would a vicar be after a banned heretical book?
I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption.
And you're telling me that? I'll need to know a little bit more about this book before I agree to this.
It's a handwritten journal. A faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious?
Oh, I'm serious.
It is not only a beautiful relic of a bygone time, it's also the thoughts of an early thinker on the nature of man's place in the cosmos. Not many in this colony could understand its true value, should they ever read it.
It's interesting that it says it, because his first line sort of implies that he is trying to just, keep it hidden. But I don't know that is his intention, which... Yeah, I'll look for the book.
Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
I'm sure I can. Hopefully you don't have a day-night cycle. I'm sorry, Parvati. I'll be more mindful. I think the game sort of led me into that situation there where she was embarrassed to have to talk to him. Let's go outside. Or to sort of not have to talk to him because she didn't, but hey.
Where are we headed?
You mentioned something earlier that I wanted to ask you about.
You mean about the mission being too clean?
Isn't it supposed to be clean? It's a church. Which, it's not a church either. It's a temple. But anyway.
I know, but Vicar says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicar sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass.
Huh. It's an ideal, but not what we live in, but what we strive for. I'm gonna say that, but I don't know if I don't disagree with her, but I'm gonna say that.
It just comes off cold to me, is all.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's get back to it. Although I'm not sure what kind of ideal it is, especially because it seems...
Hey there, Mary. Don't see you round here too often.
Oh, I just came to talk to the vicar is all. None of us are above confessionals.
What have you got to confess? You ain't thinking of deserting, are you?
Ooh.
What? No. And I resent the accusation.
Wasn't nothing but a question. Do excuse me.
I must be on my way. Verity to you.
Verity to you. Hey.
Work fortifies the spirit.
It, sure it does. Yeah, I'd like to know more about them. Pick up Aussie Vial? And that book over there, triangular. Let's see what that is. Is it sort by... Can I have a... Oh, I don't... Okay, name is good, though. Pep. Oh, it's here. It's not the first one we have, is it? No, it's not here at all. What is it? It's a quest item. This might look nice in one of the cruise rooms. On the... Wait, unreliable? Yeah. I was gonna say the reliable, because that's the... Actually, I think the reliable is one of the names I had for a ship in Pillars of Eternity 2. I'm not really sure, though. But yeah, it's the unreliable. It's our ship. We know. We know.
Got you down?
Nothing. Just don't want to fall sick.
There's a lot of these cubed piles of junk. It's kind of interesting. The general store. Spacer's Choice Cantina discovered. Hey, haven't I been to the cantina? I kind of want to get new clothes, though, so that people aren't like, you're an outsider, I don't like what you're wearing, ugh. Give me some nice flared pants, and it's gonna be fine. Are we in the middle? We're in the middle. Let's not go to the cantina. Let's go to here first, to the general store. Excuse me.
I'm
You
not allowed in here.
No?
Not since the vending machine incident.
Holcomb, got my eye on you, girl.
She's gonna be fine. Come on, hey.
Yeah, huh?
So, where can I find a power regulator? I need one big enough for a ship.
A whole ship? Like one that flies about the aether?
Yeah.
That's a tall order. I guess the generator that powers Bess. I mean, the cannery.
Oh, Bess.
Turn on the thermal plant like Mr. Thompson wants. We can shut down the generator. Then it'd be safe to yank the regulator.
Oh, that sort of, yeah, that puts it into a... Okay, well, I guess I have a different motivation to do what Mr. Thompson wants. So can I ask you something about what we
You mean
talked...
why I'm not allowed in the store anymore?
Oh, yeah, that there seems to be a story there.
There was a kind of a thing with a vending machine when I was 12.
You were a kid. That must have been forever ago.
Sure, but folks got long memories around here. I've always been good with my hands, right? So I saw a lock on the machine and thought, oh, this must be how they refill it. But I had to know. So I did my thing, and next thing I know, there's a couple hundred bottles of 0G rolling out the front door and into the road. It's not funny. Right about then, a bunch of loaders came rolling in the gate, fresh off the Saltuna ships. And Mr. Thompson was up on the porch making a speech about how everyone would have to volunteer a third shift to get it all canned. Anyhow, you ever seen an auto loader run over a bottle of 0G?
And it exploded all over him. I get it. Well, go on.
Exploded all over Mr. Thompson. One bottle after another as the loaders went by. I was just shy of working age, so Dad had to pay all the damages. Moreau's still angry at me. I can laugh about it now, but I just about puked up my guts in terror in the moment. That's the one time I ever made Mr. Thompson look a fool.
Huh. So far. Let's get back to it. Holy crap, that's... Yep, we leveled up, alright. Let's try to get our skills of fighting a little bit higher this time around. Let's see what we get over here for... so this increases critical chance and sway, whereas this one, it's the same thing. It's critical chance and sway. That's what it affects. Not damage. I like it. It's... critical chance is really high, though. 45.5% is incredible. So let's go ahead and get a little bit of extra thing over here. Let's see what we get. So we have 6 remaining points. This unlocks TTD location hit effects, which we couldn't have before, but now we can. When we go into TTD, I'm not a big fan of how they named it. That it's so obvious that it's just VATS. For somebody who didn't know this game was just gonna be New Vegas 2, it is very much New Vegas 2. I'm okay with it though. New Vegas is in my opinion probably the best Fallout game. Not my favorite though. It's kind of complicated. I'm very conflicted about everything. My favorite is Fallout 1, but in my opinion, New Vegas is better than Fallout 1. It's just the writing is just and there's a lot of other things that are really good as well. So long guns critical damage increase over there. So I kind of want to go up on that. So yeah, let's just go up on that for right now and apply. Thank you. Yep, that is our level up. Man, that was a loud thing. Okay, so wait here, Pravati. I'll see you later, or in a little bit. Hey.
Miss Holcomb ain't allowed in this establishment. Not since that little incident.
I'll take responsibility for her.
See that you do. I got a business to run. Edgewater ain't gonna provision itself, you know.
I won't touch anything while we're in here, Mr. Moreau. I promise.
I've got some questions for you.
Go right ahead.
What's your take on this place?
What, you mean Edgewater? That's a peculiar question. This a test? Am I being tested right now? It's, fine and dandy. Couldn't be happier. Wouldn't want to spend my life working anywhere else. Prettiest little town on Terra 2.
Huh. You can't be serious, though. No one in their right mind would want to live here.
If loving the place I work makes me crazy, then haul me off for mandatory re-education. I don't get paid for banter. Was there something you needed?
I don't think you need to say anything else regarding that. Actually, there was, though.
Go right ahead.
Anyone I should watch out for?
Other than yourself? Definitely the vicar. Don't get me wrong. He seems a decent man, cut from church cloth, knows his scriptures. But there's something about him that bothers me. Like he's not one of us. Sometimes I suspect he doesn't even want to be here.
Huh. Anyone else?
Amelia. Definitely Amelia Kim. I advise against stepping foot in her drinking establishment altogether. Word is, they're gonna replace her with an auto-mechanical barkeep. She's... what's the word? Obsolete. You don't want to associate yourself with that kind of person.
Oof. Yep. What about the plague that's supposed to be going around?
Plague? I don't know anything about a plague. We are the very picture of hot-blooded physical vigor.
Are you done being delusional, or should I just wait?
I take umbrage with your choice of phrase. We ain't sick, we're rugged. Some of us who get sick are liable to exaggerate the conditions of that sickness, but the fact is, if you work hard, you have got no cause to worry.
That doesn't make any sense.
Spend enough time in the Spacer's Choice family, and you will come to understand. Medical treatment is commensurate with our value to society. Spacer's Choice will dispense medicine for the indispensable worker. Natural selection at work.
That's not what any of that is. And if you don't work hard enough?
Then the hand of medical science will not grace you with its touch, and you must recover on the virtue of your own grit. Listen, you mind if we talk about something else? Rambling about company policy gets me feeling all lightheaded.
Yeah, I'm not sure that he believes in that, to be honest. in his heart of hearts, as it were. Yeah, let's see what you got selling.
Music to my ears.
Merchant skill, your merchant skill, quote unquote, you need to do very air quotes on that, is equal to the value of your best dialogue skill, and I like that solution. I like that solution a lot. And is used to negotiate prices when buying and selling from vendors. As somebody who never invests in barter or haggle or whatever, I don't like that. So let's see what I can do in terms of buying a clothes worker outfit, mining helmet, mechanics overall. Junior grade. What does that do? Tech skill +5. They look pretty fancy. I am a fan. They're pretty good. And a bunch of armor damage. Yeah. Is it? Oh, we can zoom in as well. Oh, yeah. Pretty good. Yep. Okay, so that is very expensive, however. So I can't buy it. That sucks. I can sell the plasma rifle though. So let's sell the plasma rifle. Is that very expensive? That is actually quite expensive. So to sell, I just press E. Sounds good to me. And then I have this helmet, but I'm not using it because the people might be upset that I am using company equipment without authorization. And then we have a bunch of those and a bunch of these mods that I'm gonna have to install eventually, and a bunch of junk. Wait, it is literal junk? Which means I can just sell it. This bracelet would make the perfect accessory, sure, for a night on the town or just dinner at the local establishment. The original owner probably spent a few bits of it too. A few bits to it too. And then we have spread hide and canned meat. 4 out of 5 doctors recommend not eating this raw, bloody hunk of meat, even without the bits of detritus stuck to it. The 5th doctor died shortly after ingesting the meat, so his opinion could not be taken for the record. And I owe it to you, fair viewer, to just look at these and see if they are famous or not. I don't know if they're famous. I don't know anything. Hey, I'm not gonna equip new. I'm not gonna get new equipment. We're gonna go with this. I'll see you later, man.
I hate you, vending machine.
That is the vending machine. I'm sure you would, but you should probably hate the people who made your life hell. Not really made your life hell, I suppose. That's not really what it is. You don't mind if I come down here, do you? Oh, I can pick that. That's weird. It doesn't tell me that it's stealing. So it's up to me to decide? Okay. I'm not gonna pick it right in front of him, because that feels like it's not exactly what I should be doing. What is this? Damaged letter. Anna, your mother passed away from plague. She wasn't chosen to receive medical treatment and failed to recover on her own. I found a site near the ocean to bury her. I know it's company policy to have her buried in the graveyard, but I just can't afford the fees. Do you notice that it's company policy to pay them for the burial? That's what that is. Not, yeah, it's basically, that's the subtext there. I'm heading out after dark to put her to rest, say my final goodbyes and all. I know it's dangerous to go out alone at night, but I have to chance it. And if you're reading this, I want you to know that your mother was a good person. Don't blame her for what happened. She worked as hard as she could. It just wasn't hard enough in the end. From Dad. And this is just the resident. This is gyro site. I don't know what these are supposed to mean. But I definitely haven't been back here yet. Ooh. Yep. I don't understand why they died over there, though. Oh, there's another one. There's another resident. That isn't anything. I wonder if I can pick their bodies or something. Not that I can see. Oh. Oh, that's a steel spacers.
Heads down.
Yeah. Did you give me something? Oh, Z, X, and C at the bottom left of the screen.
Be right there.
That's for her to move up. I can't attack. Huh, I think the other ones are attack. Those are... That's really cool. Those are companion controls. Okay, let's keep exploring this town without the plague.
At the cannery.
Don't go knocking your
I thought I first read that those subtitles as another day at the cemetery.
Sick house is no place for a traveler.
Oh, this is the sick house?
They start asking you for some medicine, come tell me. I'll set them straight.
Well, let's go in there in the next episode. For right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been The Outer Worlds. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye. Say bye, Parvati. She doesn't say bye.